Oops. Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. I've been having a problem with, apparently my program is cutting some of my recordings down short, so I'm going to try and keep this short, see if maybe it's just a problem with reaching the limit of the storage, the memory storage capacity until I rebuild my other computer, which I'm going to work on this weekend. Anyway, so a lot of people have been protesting wanting to go back to work. The thing I find amusing is how many of them are standing up there with guns, and they're not cheap guns. They say they're worried about feeding their families. Well, sell some of those guns. The 1928-29 stock market crash did not result in a civil war. The 1930s Great Depression did not result in a civil war. What are the odds that you're going to need your guns? This is just your psychopathic Red Dawn Rambo fantasy, and you know you don't want to help your neighbors. You want to shoot your neighbors. I've had some neighbors I contemplated this, but I never did it. So, uh, look, people going back to work, no matter how much you need your hair cut, is not going to help. The supply chain is still disrupted. You can walk through Walmart. Yes, there are a lot of things on the shelves, but there are also fewer people buying those things on the shelves. You might be angry that somebody might be making more money not working than working. Why is that your concern, first of all? And second, you're forgetting that a lot of these people lost their employer supplement for their health insurance, which now they have to pay out of pocket. Why are so many millions of people not paying their rent or mortgage this month? If they can afford to. I had to pay my rent, and my lease was up for renewal during this time. I don't want to wind up homeless. And besides that, in most cases, the rent is just going to be deferred. And later on, you're just going to have one big massive payment. So it's not really a benefit to not pay it this month. It might help you right now, but further down the line, it's going to catch up and cause a bigger problem. So, unemployment is generally based on your base pay. If you're used to working overtime, that doesn't even play into the calculations for your unemployment. So even some of the people that work multiple jobs or work overtime with the extra $600, they might just be breaking even or falling behind. So stop that argument. Just stop it. You don't know what any individual person is going through. You can use anecdotes, but that's not enough. Not enough. So before all of this began, back in November and December, I was writing about the fact that trucking companies were laying off workers. Dozens of trucking companies declared bankruptcy or just went out of business. And that laid off thousands of truck drivers. Well, why are truck drivers going out not having any work? Because there's nothing to deliver. Last year we saw more retail closures in the United States than any year in U.S. history. It took 2 weeks for Neiman Marcus and Lord & Taylor and other companies to declare bankruptcy when this began. It takes months to organize for bankruptcy. They were planning on this before this ever began. It didn't just suddenly happen. And there are a lot of corporate entities that are retail entities that are preparing for bankruptcy as soon as these restrictions are lifted. They cannot declare bankruptcy right now because part of the bankruptcy proceedings will require sales of assets. How are they going to sell assets if they are not able to open their doors? So this means that hundreds of thousands of jobs are not going to exist anymore. A lot of small businesses are going to fail because of the failure of our government and their small business bailout that was not a small business bailout. They bailed out the rich again. So, in March, the oil companies were laying off thousands of oil well workers. And there are dozens of tankers out off the coast of California waiting to offload their cargo. Chances are there are more ships off the coast of Texas waiting to offload their cargo. The oil fields are complete, their storage is completely full. Where the oil production is going to have to come to a screeching halt. The oil was dropping in price before this began, so because of overproduction. And most of that was because of the U.S. being so aggressive with production. So we can expect that the petrodollar is going to collapse and it's going to wind up causing extreme inflation. This is hardly a debate. So, back in the 1930s, during the Great Depression, I said there was no Civil War. What did happen is that FDR implemented strong socialist programs to provide jobs, to provide Social Security, created Social Security, created Medicare, created Medicaid, created food stamps. All these programs created the minimum wage. Well, this is what we need again, right now. Right now. We need to move further to the left than we have ever moved before. Right now, we need to implement a universal basic income and universal health care. And highly preferable, universal adult education. We need to focus on our infrastructure. We need to stop spending money on our military adventurism. It's not going to help anybody to invade other countries for their oil when oil is selling at a loss. All right? Just protesting out in the street because you want your hair cut or you want your latte. No, you're putting human lives at risk. A lot of people are saying this is not a dangerous infection. I said this in the beginning, and in the beginning, I was correct. The first version of this virus really wasn't that dangerous. But at this point, there's not one, not two, but three versions of not one, not two, but not three, but 30 mutations of this virus. And this virus fixates to the ACE2 cardiac hormone system within the heart. If you've heard of ACE inhibitors, those are a widely used class of cardiac drugs. Well, this is what this messes with, is the ACE2 hormone. And it disrupts the expression of the ACE hormones within the heart. And that doesn't just put people with known existing cardiac issues at risk. It places anyone at risk, anyone. And you can be more at risk from extreme fatigue, such as the healthcare workers up in New York, by the existence of another illness in your system or by a cardiac condition that you don't know that you've got or that's not controlled because you can't afford your cardiac drugs because the drug companies charge you too much and your insurance pays too little. So, this is a highly dangerous infection. And we cannot deny it. Tens of thousands have died from this. Yes, I also agree that the government has given instructions which inflate the numbers. Guess what? You can be right on both counts. This can be an extremely dangerous infection, and the government is being dishonest about the statistics. Both can be true. Somewhere in the middle is the truth. Okay? So I'm going to keep this short, see if I can get this to load in full length. I did play around with some of the settings. Let me know how the sound is on this. And if you can, please donate $1 a month and help me expand the channel. Share this video. Talk about these subjects. And click like. I haven't reached the monetization stage. I'm not really sure what clicking like does yet. But apparently it's supposed to be good. It's nice to see a like up there anyway. And so yeah, if you like this, my channel, I think I have a lot of very compelling arguments. Please share this channel with your friends. And that's it for today. I hope you have a good day.